Hello friends, welcome to my channel Go Digit. Today in this video we will touch upon the concept of reporting. So as we all know that reporting is a very integral part of any ERP system, and when it comes to reporting, all the customers, all the users really love to see the data based on the business requirement, right? So generally, for example, if you are using if we talk about the business central, then we generally go by the traditional approach when it comes to the reporting part, right? Whereas for example, if you want to print any report, we just directly search it from here. And as well as, like, if we want to uh, let's say I'll show you something. So for example, if I run this report, customer list, right? So here, when I click on preview, here it will give me a list of the customers which I can take a print of in a A4 sheet, and then I can use it for my purposes. But generally, what happens is that users love to transport or transfer their data to the Excel, and from there they use the functionality, the very rich functionality of the Excel, and from there they create different types of dashboards and so on, right? So transferring a report or creating an Excel report from directly from the ERP is very essential part of nowadays, right? Or I could say ever. So business central, or specifically I could say, is already have sensed it out the need of this customers, that how we can evolve our reporting process, reporting thing. And that is why now if you see that uh, based on not only we are limited just to normal document report, where you just use the RDLC way to develop a report and then user can directly run it, print it. But we have multiple layouts as well, like Word layout, Excel layout, Power BI embed in the Business Central. And of course, if you open this list page, so you have this analyze option, and from here as well you can create multiple analysis, and you can use all the rich functionality of like pivot mode, and see what type of a data you want, and you can prepare it accordingly, right? So in today's video and in the upcoming videos, I will explain you uh, about the Excel reporting and the Power BI reporting, right? So in today's video we will touch upon the Excel concept. And if you see this, Microsoft have prepared this article, and where if you go by the description, there they have mentioned that with the Excel report layout, you can create a basic report that prints a data set and then leave it up to the end user to further modify it by using the full palette of capabilities in Excel, such as sliders, diagrams, charts, pivot tables, Power Query, to design the report, right? Because analysis from the user perspective, from the business data perspective, is very important. And users sometimes use the requirement of the user is so extensive that sometimes it is very difficult to develop through the RDLC lens, right? So if you give them the data which they want in the Excel, they can utilize their Excel capabilities, and they can create a very good report out of it, right? So we in this today's video will learn about how to create that basic report from Business Central AI language, and then we will try to use some of the functionalities of the Excel, like sliders, and we will see how we can use that. Okay, so what we can do is that this is our AL VS Code, and I've already created one sample project in which there is nothing. So let's create one report object, and we just have to type T report, and and then I just name it as test Excel report, right? I don't want to use multiple layouts, so I will not use this rendering option, right? But if you want, you can use, but let's say Excel layout, right? So this is one of the property called Excel layout, and it says that it needs a string. Okay, so let's give it one string as test Excel dot xlsx, right? Then one of the property called default layout, and you can see that it has three options: Excel, RDLC, and Word. And as I said that I'm not gonna add multiple layouts in this report, and that is why I don't need the rendering section as well. So I'll just limit myself to the Excel at the moment. Okay, and then you can see that I'm getting some warning. So first of all, the the property Excel layout cannot be used while also specifying the rendering section. Okay, the property default layout cannot be used while also specifying the rendering section. So this means that somewhere down the line in my report this rendering section is available, so I'll delete it, right? And of course I don't need any sort of request page or action, so I'll delete that too. Okay, so this is currently the properties I have used, and this is one of the sample data items. So before we move to the data set, Microsoft have introduced one of the uh, new property in the Business Center 2023, uh, which is Excel layout multiple data sheets, right? So it has two options, either true or false. So if you set it as true, that means that if your report have multiple data items, right, then they will like while generating an output in the Excel system will create multiple sheets, right? System will not keep the data of multiple data items, multiple tables into one sheet only, right? So this is very important if your report will contain multiple data items. Otherwise you can set it as false, right? So now let's see that I'll use let's say customer ledger entry. Okay, and then I'll delete this column, and if you put here and click on this, add multiple fields. So what we can do is that we can add fields like amount, and of course customer number, customer name, currency code, customer posting group, right? That's enough, I think. Oh, sorry, I did not click on OK, so let's do it again. So where it is, customer number and customer name, customer posting group, then amount, right? Do we need any other column as well? Let me see. Currency code I'll add, right? And now click on OK. So these are the certain columns which I need for my customer ledger entry data. Okay, now let's add one more data item here, data item, and this time we will use vendor ledger entry. Okay, so now again click on this, add multiple fields, and we will use the same concept here as well, like vendor number, vendor name, vendor posting group, then currency code, and then amount. Okay. Oh, I think let's add one more field which is called document type. Okay, click on OK, and I'll add this thing here as well, column document type. Some problem happened with this structure. Data item. Okay, and now all right. Okay, all is set. So we are using here two data items. One is for customer ledger entry and second one is for vendor ledger entry. And now our report is done, right? Although in your real scenario, if you want to add some more code based on your requirements, you can always do so. You know how to write the code for the report object. If you don't know, like or if you are a new guy, then I have already made some videos for the report object and you can watch it at my channel or any other channel where you can learn the new basic nuances of the report object. We will not cover the other aspects of this report object in this video, but let's understand from the Excel perspective, right? So now I have added these properties here, and now after your data set is complete, of course what we can do is that we can build the project. So once you build the project, you will see that system has generated this Excel file here, right? And now if you want, you can always open it from here just to see the structure of this Excel. Okay, maybe some problem, but now if you see that some columns are there like customer number, okay, customer number, customer name, customer posting group, amount, currency code, and document type. And you can see here that system have added two sheets, right, in this Excel. One is for customer ledger and second one is for the vendor ledger. As you can see, vendor number, name, posting group, currency code, amount, and document type, right? So these are the 5 columns. Okay, so now let's after this Excel is generated, let me close it. Okay, let me save it. Okay, it's done now. So afterwards what we can do is that we can just go for publish, but before that let me go to the launch.json and see. I just want to run directly my report. Yes, it is there. So let's run it. It will take some bit of time and then we will be able to see the output of our Excel report. Okay, it's opening up. Okay, so now you can see that this report layout is coming up here, and the option of download is coming and no preview, for obvious reasons that we are not going to print it, but like let's download it. Okay, now when you open this, you can see that your complete data is available here, right? Same one for customer ledger and second one is for vendor ledger in a separate sheet. And as what Microsoft have mentioned in their documentation as well, that once the basic report is arrive into the Excel, then leave it up to the end user where they can modify it by the full palette of uh, capabilities in Excel. So for example, uh, what we can do is that let's see the customer ledger, and here we have this name, number, name, posting group, amount, currency code, and document type. And here as well, number, name, posting group, currency code, amount, and document type. So now let's see this, that if I can make it accordingly by using some functionalities of the Excel. So what we can do is that this is a table, right? So once you click it up here, and you will see that some data is coming up, some functionalities is coming up. So for example, let's me click on insert slicer, and it is now giving me certain options about whatever the number of columns are available here. So for example, let's say I just want to filter based on the customer posting group and based on the document type. Click on OK. Okay, need to click again. I think, yeah, now it will come. Customer posting group is also coming up. Okay, so now you can see that document type is showing me up with the two options, invoice and payment, and customer posting group is also showing me with two options, domestic and foreign, right? So based on like whatever the data is out there, you can the slicer will show you the data accordingly, and this is used for the filter purposes. So for example, right now the so much data is available, and if you just want to see the data related to the domestic, so you can click on it, and now only the domestic data is showing up, right? And after the domestic, let's say you just want to know how much payment or how much invoice are being done against this particular customer. So for example, you can click on payment, and now you will see the data of the payment only, or you can see the data of invoice only, right? So just like we have done for customer ledger, and we can do the same thing for this vendor ledger entry as well. Like if you go to the table and click on insert slicer, so now the same options are coming up here. This time, let's say I need three slicers, so I can add three slicers, and now I can add so. Okay, and of course, like if we want, we can change the formatting of our slicers, right? So that it will look a little bit good enough. My currency code is showing blank, which means the local currency transactions are there for my vendor, and there is no other foreign currency transactions happened. Okay, now if you want to some change the colors, then you can do so by here, like this way, or like this way, right? And now again, if you click on domestic, it will show domestic, foreign, invoice accordingly, right? And in the same way, like the complete toolbox of Excel is available with your data. You can utilize that by adding charts into it, by adding by using the pivot functionality, right? So it's totally depend on you, like how you want to format your data, which generally companies do to analyze uh, it from their requirements, right? So that is the way through which we can use or develop Excel reports, a very basic Excel reports, just to give the data from multiple tables to the user, and then leave it up to the user that how well they want to summarize it, and create different types of charts, different types of filters with that data, and play with it, right? So that's the whole concept of the Excel reports in the Business Central, which I wanted to share in the today's video. Next week we will talk about Power BI reports, and how we can embed the Power BI report, the reports which you develop in the Power BI, and integrate it directly, embed those reports into the Business Central and run it from there, right? So uh, if you like my video, please hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching this video.